Have you ever noticed that the more you empathize with others, the less they actually value you? You are kinder, and others take you less seriously. This is not because you are not good enough, but because you have not shown your teeth. Han Fei Zi, the great master of legalist thought in ancient China, once said, "Too much affection makes laws unenforceable. Too little authority allows subordinates to encroach on superiors." This is a cruel reality that most people refuse to face. We have been taught since childhood to be kind, to be tolerant, to be considerate of others, and to believe that as long as we give sincerely, we will be treated kindly in return. But the truth is far more brutal than we imagine. Kindness without boundaries is cheap, and gentleness without deterrence is vulnerable. Those who always put others first, who never refuse, who expose their weaknesses without reservation, will never get the respect they deserve. They will only be taken advantage of, ignored, and even bullied. We live in a world that operates on the logic of interests, not emotions. Kindness is a precious quality, but it must have sharp edges. It must be paired with authority and boundaries to have real value. If you only know how to give and tolerate, and never know how to refuse or show your bottom line, your kindness will become a tool for others to manipulate you. They will take your tolerance for granted, take your kindness as weakness, and keep challenging your bottom line until you are pushed to the edge. You think you are being kind, but in the eyes of others, you are just a person who can be 随意 perfunctory and exploited. This is not the fault of kindness itself, but the fault of your lack of deterrence. You have not shown your teeth, so others dare to treat you arbitrarily. Han Fei Zi's thought has been misunderstood by many people for thousands of years. People think he advocates cruelty and ruthlessness, but in fact, he is just telling us the most realistic rules of survival. He believes that authority is the foundation of all order, whether in a country, an organization, or interpersonal relationships. Without authority, there is no respect. Without deterrence, there is no dignity. What is authority? It is not arrogance, not tyranny, not deliberately making things difficult for others. It is the bottom line you set for yourself, the principles you adhere to, and the deterrence you show when others cross your boundaries. It is the confidence to say no, the courage to defend your own interests, and the calmness to not be manipulated by others. The lack of deterrence is the root cause of why kind people are not taken seriously. When you have no bottom line, your every act of kindness becomes a sign of weakness. For example, at work, you always take the initiative to help colleagues with their work, even if it affects your own tasks. At first, they may be grateful, but over time, they will take it for granted. They will keep pushing more work onto you, and if you refuse, they will blame you for being unkind. For not being team-oriented. You clearly paid a lot, but you ended up being wronged and exhausted. The reason is that you have no deterrence. You never let them know that your kindness is not unlimited, that your help is not obligatory, and that you have your own bottom line and principles. Another example. In interpersonal relationships, you always accommodate others' requests, even if those requests make you uncomfortable. You are afraid of offending others, afraid of damaging the relationship, so you keep compromising and giving in. But the more you compromise, the more others will push their luck. They will ask for more, demand more, and even cross your moral and emotional bottom line. You feel wronged and painful, but you still do not dare to resist. This is the tragedy of lacking deterrence. You have given up your own authority, so others do not dare to respect you. They know that, no matter how much they hurt you, you will not fight back, so they can act recklessly. Han Fei Zi told us that authority is not born, but cultivated through constant adherence to principles. It starts with learning to say no. You do not have to say yes to every request. Do not have to accommodate every person, and do not have to sacrifice your own interests to please others. When someone asks you to do something that exceeds your ability or violates your principles, you can refuse calmly and firmly. You do not need to apologize excessively, do not need to explain too much, just a simple no is enough. This no is not unkind, but a kind of self-respect and a kind of deterrence. It tells others that you have your own bottom line and that you will not be manipulated at will. Deterrence also comes from your consistency. If you set a bottom line for yourself but often break it, your authority will be lost. For example, you say you will not work overtime on weekends, but when a colleague asks you for help, you soften your heart and agree. Over time, no one will take your words seriously. They will know that as long as they beg you or put pressure on you, you will compromise. So, to cultivate deterrence, you must adhere to your principles unwaveringly. No matter who asks you, no matter what the reason is, as long as it crosses your bottom line, you must firmly refuse. Only in this way can others respect your boundaries and dare not easily test your bottom line. The lack of deterrence makes your kindness cheap, and the exposure of your cards makes you vulnerable. This brings us to the second key point: information asymmetry. Han Fei Zi believed that in any game of interests, the one who holds more information has more initiative. The reason why others dare to look down on you, dare to manipulate you, is because they think they have completely seen through you. They know your strengths and weaknesses, your desires and fears, your bottom line and principles. They can predict your reactions, so they can easily design traps to let you fall into passivity. Many kind people have a common mistake: they are too sincere, too eager to get along with others, so they unreservedly expose their deep high to others. They talk about their family, their work, their worries, their desires, and even their weaknesses and shortcomings. They think this is a sign of sincerity, but in fact, this is handing over the weapon to hurt yourself to others. When others know your weaknesses, they can easily take advantage of them to manipulate you. When others know your desires, they can use them to lure you and make you give up your principles. When others know your bottom line, they can constantly test it and cross it. For example, if you tell a colleague that you are eager to get a promotion, and you are even willing to do extra work to get the appreciation of your leader, then this colleague may use this to push all their work onto you. They will say that helping them complete their work can show your ability to the leader, and you will be more likely to get a promotion. You, driven by your desire for promotion, will unconsciously accept their exploitation. In the end, you work hard, but the credit is taken by others and you get nothing. The reason is that you exposed your desire, your deep high, and gave others the opportunity to manipulate you. Another example: if you tell a friend that you are afraid of being alone, that you are afraid of losing their friendship, then this friend may use this to hurt you. They will ignore you, perfunctory you, and even make excessive demands on you, because they know that you will not leave them easily. You will endure all this because you are afraid of being alone, and, in the end, you will only get more hurt and neglect. This is the danger of exposing your deep high. You think you are sincere, but you are actually putting yourself in a vulnerable position. Information asymmetry is not about making you lie or be hypocritical. It is about learning to protect yourself, learning to hide your deep high, and learning to control the information you release to others. You do not need to be completely closed off, but you must be cautious. You can share your joys and sorrows with others, but you must not expose your weaknesses, desires, and bottom lines easily. You can be sincere, but you must not be naive. Remember, in interpersonal relationships, not everyone is worthy of your full trust. Not everyone will treat you sincerely because of your sincerity. Some people are just waiting for an opportunity to take advantage of your weaknesses. To achieve information asymmetry, you need to learn to be reserved. Do not talk too much, do not explain too much, and do not pour out your heart to others easily. When others ask you about your plans, your desires, or your weaknesses, you can respond ambiguously without giving a clear answer. This is not being perfunctory, but a kind of protection. It makes others unable to see through you, unable to predict your reactions, and thus dare not easily manipulate you. You become a mystery in their eyes. And mysteries always make people feel awe. You also need to learn to observe, while hiding your own cards. You should also collect information about others. Observe their words and deeds, their likes and dislikes, their strengths and weaknesses. The more you know about others, the more initiative you will have in interpersonal interactions. You can use their weaknesses to protect yourself and use their desires to guide them. This is not manipulation, but a kind of strategic wisdom. It allows you to navigate interpersonal relationships more smoothly and avoid being taken advantage of. Having deterrence and mastering information asymmetry is not enough. To truly take back control and gain respect, you need to understand the logic of interest games. This is the third key point: calculated reciprocity. Han Fei Zi advocated the rule of reward and punishment, which is not only applicable to governing a country but also to interpersonal relationships. Many kind people always pay unconditionally, thinking that as long as they give enough, they will get the corresponding return. But the reality is that unconditioned giving will only make others take you for granted, and will only make your efforts worthless. You must stop unconditionally giving and start using the social logic of clear rewards and punishments. What does this mean? It means that your kindness and help should be conditional. You should help those who are kind to you and reward those who respect you. On the other hand, you should refuse those who take advantage of you and punish those who cross your boundaries. This is not unkind, but a kind of fair exchange, a kind of respect for your own efforts. For example, if a colleague is always willing to help you when you are in trouble, then when they need help, you can take the initiative to help them. This is a kind of mutual help, a kind of reward. But if a colleague always takes advantage of you, always pushes their work onto you, and never helps you in return, then you should firmly refuse their requests. This is not retaliation, but a kind of punishment, a kind of warning. It tells them that if they want to get your help, they must first respect you and treat you sincerely. In interpersonal relationships, many people are reluctant to punish others because they are afraid of offending others, afraid of damaging the relationship. But you must understand that a relationship that can be damaged by your refusal is not a true relationship. A person who will be offended by your adherence to principles is not worthy of your kindness. Clear rewards and punishments can filter out those who take advantage of you and can let those who treat you sincerely know that their kindness is valued. This is the most efficient way to maintain interpersonal relationships, and it is also the key to gaining respect. Calculated reciprocity also means that you should not be too eager to give. Many people are eager to please others, so they take the initiative to give before others ask. But this kind of giving is cheap. It will make others think that your help is easy to get, so they will not cherish it. You should wait for others to ask for help and then decide whether to help according to their attitude and your own interests. This is not being passive, but a kind of strategic restraint. It makes your help more valuable and makes others more respectful of you. Moreover, you should learn to ask for returns when you help others. You have the right to ask for corresponding returns. This is not being selfish, but a kind of fair exchange. For example, if you help a colleague complete a difficult project, you can ask them to help you with another task, or ask them to express their gratitude. This will let others know that your help is not free and that you also need to be respected and rewarded over time. Others will not dare to take your help for granted and will treat you more sincerely. We have talked about the lack of deterrence, information asymmetry, and calculated reciprocity. These 3 points are interrelated and mutually supportive. They are the key to helping you get rid of the identity of a people, 简 pleaser, and become a controller. Now, let us summarize and sublimate this theme. True respect is not begged for, but won through your boundaries and unpredictability. For a long time, many kind people have been begging for respect from others by giving, compromising, and pleasing. They think that as long as they are good enough, as long as they pay enough, others will respect them. But they are wrong. Respect is not begged for, nor is it given by others. It is won by yourself. It is won by your clear boundaries, your strong deterrence, your unpredictable behavior, and your wise interest game. Boundaries are the foundation of respect. If you have no boundaries, others will not know where to stop, and will keep crossing your bottom line. You must clearly tell others what you can accept and what you cannot. You must firmly refuse those things that make you uncomfortable, and firmly defend your own interests. Only when you respect yourself can others respect you. Only when you have clear boundaries can others dare not easily take advantage of you. Unpredictability is the key to gaining initiative. If you are too predictable, if others can easily see through your thoughts and reactions, then you will always be passive. You must learn to hide your dipai, learn to be reserved, learn to change your way of doing things appropriately. Sometimes you can be kind, sometimes you can be firm, sometimes you can help others, sometimes you can refuse. This unpredictability will make others feel awe, and will make them dare not easily test you or manipulate you. They will know that you are not a person who can be 随意 perfunctory, and that you have your own ideas and principles. You must abandon the wrong idea that kindness means being unconditionally giving and compromising. Kindness should have sharp edges. It should be paired with authority and boundaries. It should be given to those who deserve it, not to those who take advantage of it. You must abandon the idea of begging for respect. Respect is won by your own strength, your own boundaries, and your own wisdom. You must stop being a people pleaser who is always afraid of offending others, and start being a controller who takes charge of your own life. Think about it. How many times have you been wronged because you were too kind? How many times have you been taken advantage of because you had no boundaries? How many times have you felt exhausted because you gave unconditionally? It is time to change. It is time to show your teeth, to set your boundaries, to hide your dipai, to use the logic of clear rewards and punishments to navigate interpersonal relationships. Han Fei Zi's wisdom has been passed down for thousands of years, not because it is cruel, but because it is realistic. It tells us the most essential rules of survival in this world. Kindness is precious, but it must be protected by authority. Sincerity is valuable, but it must be guarded by caution. Giving is noble, but it must be based on fair exchange. From today on, stop being a kind person without edges and corners. Learn to say no, learn to set boundaries, learn to hide your dipai, learn to use calculated reciprocity to protect yourself. You will find that others will gradually respect you, that you will no longer be taken advantage of, and that you will take back the control of your own life. You will no longer be a people pleaser who lives for others, but a controller who lives for yourself. True respect is not begged for, but won. It is won by your boundaries, your deterrence, your unpredictability, and your wisdom. From today on, let go of the obsession with pleasing others. Let go of the fear of offending others, and start to build your own authority. Let your kindness have sharp edges. Let your sincerity have a bottom line, and let your efforts be valued. You deserve to be respected, and you deserve to take control of your own life. Remember Han Fei Zi's warning: too much affection makes laws unenforceable. Too little authority allows subordinates to encroach on superiors. Do not let your kindness become a weakness. Do not let your sincerity become a tool for others to manipulate you. Show your teeth, set your boundaries, and win the respect you deserve with your own strength. From a people pleaser to a controller, this is the path you must take to live a dignified and free life.